John. Oh, Sir John. At what price is your indulgence?
Good sherry sack. Hath a twofold operation in it. It ascends me to the brain, drives me there all the foolish, dull, and cruddy vapours which environ it, makes it apprehensive, quick, forgative, full of nimble, fiery, and delectable shapes, which delivered o'er to the voice, the tongue, which is the birth, becomes excellent wit. The second property of your good sherry is the warming of the blood, which before cold and settled left the liver white and pale, a badge of pusillanimity and cowardice. And sherry warms it, makes it course from the inwards to the parts extreme. It illumineth the face, which as a beacon gives warning to the rest of the little kingdom, man to arm, so that your skill in the weapon is nothing without your sack, for that commences it and sets it to work and act in use.
I'll lay 14 of my teeth, or to my teen be it spoken I have but four. Come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That shall she marry, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years, and she was weaned. I never shall forget it of all the days of the year upon that day. For I had then laid wormwood to my dung, sitting in the sun under the dove house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain, but as I said, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. For then she could stand alone. Nay, by the rood, she could have run and waddled all about, for even the day before she fell and broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, who was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holy name, the pretty wretch left crying and said, I, to see now how a jest shall come about. I warrant it, I live 1,000 years, I never shall forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel, quoth he? The pretty fool assented and said, I.
I'm afraid I'd have to cut you off. You've had a little too much to drink, I think.
Thou art a knave, a rascal, an eater of broken meat. A base, proud, shallow, beggarly, three-suited, 100-pound, filthy, worsted stocking knave. Lily-livered action-taking whore son. One trunk inheriting slave. One that wouldst be a bawd in the way of good service, and art nothing but the composition of knave, beggar, coward, pander, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch.
Oh, she loves me. Sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring. Why, I gave her none. I am the man. And if so, poor lady would better love a dream. Oh, disguise, I see thou art a wickedness wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms. Alas, our nature's the cause, not we. For such as we are made of, such we be. Oh, how does this fetch? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this?
Let's talk of graves, worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills, and yet not so. For what can we bequeath save our deposed bodies to the ground? Our lands, our lives, and all are Bolingbroke's. and nothing can we call our own but death. And that small model of the barren earth which serves as paste and cover to our bones. For God's sake, let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings. How some have been deposed, some slain in wars, some haunted by the ghosts they have deposed, some poisoned by their wives, some sleeping, killed, all murdered. For within the hollow crown that rounds the mortal temples of a king keeps death, his court, and there the antic sits, scoffing his state and grinning at his pomp, allowing him a breath, a little seed to monarchize, be feared and kill with looks, infusing him with self and vain conceit, as if this flesh which walls about our life were brass, impregnable. And humor thus comes at the last, and with a little pin bores through his castle wall, and farewell, king.